Hello everyone, welcome to my presentation. I am Axel Meyer Amlavinia, a teacher student in Bachelor of Secondary Education, major in English. Today, we will explore two important lessons. First is Less Than Perfect, Shakespeare's Flawed Heroes by Maya Cruzada, and second, Understanding Words Through Context Clues. We will be discussing Shakespeare's tragic heroes and how their flaws shape their downfall and how context clues help us discover the meaning of words in reading. Here are our learning outcomes. By the end of the lesson, we should be able to recognize the flaws that led to the downfall of Shakespeare's tragic heroes. Second, explain how context clues help in understanding unfamiliar words. And third, appreciate the connection between literature and language learning in discovering meaning. But before that, let us know a little about the man himself. Who is William Shakespeare? William Shakespeare is often called the greatest playwright in history. He wrote tragedies, comedies, and histories that continue to inspire because they reveal truths about ambition, love, weakness, and betrayal. Truths that even remain relevant today. Shakespeare's believed that heroes are not perfect, and often their greatest strengths are tied to their greatest weaknesses. Take Julius Caesar for example. Julius Caesar was a powerful leader, but his pride made him ignore repeated warnings. A soothsayer told him, "Beware the Ides of March," and even his wife begged him not to go to the Senate. But Caesar, blinded by ambition, went anyway, and that decision cost him his life. Second, Brutus. Brutus loved Caesar as a friend, but he loved Rome even more. He was noble and idealistic. His idealism made him easy to influence by other people. Cassius convinced him that killing Caesar was the right choice. Brutus believed he was saving the republic, but in the end, his decision led only to civil war and destruction. On the other hand, we have Othello. Othello was respected as a general, but his heart was easily shaken by jealousy. Iago whispered lies about Desdemona, and Othello trusted those lies more than his wife. His flaw destroyed both love and life, reminding us how dangerous jealousy can be. Next, we have Macbeth. Macbeth's flaws was ambition without limits. Once he heard the witch's prophecy, he couldn't resist the temptation of power. His decision to kill King Duncan led to guilt, fear, and finally his downfall. His story warns us about the danger of unchecked desire. And there is Hamlet. He was intelligent and thoughtful, but too indecisive. When the ghost of his father told him to take revenge on Claudius, Hamlet hesitated. He kept questioning, overthinking, and delaying until his chance slipped away. In the end, nearly everyone, including Hamlet himself, died in the tragedy. Through these heroes, Shakespeare shows that flaws are part of being human, and that even great men are not free from weakness. Just as Shakespeare's heroes struggle with flaws, we as readers sometimes struggle with difficult words. Context clues act as guides that help us find meaning without always opening a dictionary. Learning these clues make us more confident and independent readers. Now let's talk about the kinds of context clues. First, we have definition clues. These are the easiest type of context clues because the meaning of the word is already given right in the sentence. For example, organisms of microscopic or submicroscopic size are called microorganisms. So, the sentence itself defines what microorganisms are. So need we don't need to guess. The definition is already here. Next, we have example clues. Example clues give us samples that explain the meaning. In the sentence, deleterious gases such as carbon monoxide and nitrogen dioxide should be avoided. It gives us a clue that the meaning of deleterious is something harmful. Example clues make use of words such as for instance, for example, including, and to illustrate. And we also have comparison and contrast clues. With comparison and contrast clues, we look at similarities or opposites. The comparison clue above tips us that boisterous is an opposite of quiet. Here in the sentence, Charlene is usually a boisterous girl, but today she is rather quiet. Boisterous means lovely, lively, or energetic. Comparison clues are introduced by words such as and, like, as, and another. Contrast clues makes use of words such as but, on the other hand, although, though, however, and still. And lastly, we have the experience clues. Experience clues rely on what we already know. If you don't know the meaning of the word fidgety in the example, Julia was fidgety when she was about to deliver a speech to all of the students in schools. Through this sentence and your experience of how it feels before delivering a speech in front of many people, you would then understand that fidgety means uneasy or nervous. When we learn from our mistakes of Brutus and Othello, Macbeth, and Hamlet, we understand more about human weaknesses. And when we practice using definition, example, and comparison, we became stronger readers. In the end, both literature and language guide us to understand stories and life more deeply. Here in our conclusion, Shakespeare's heroes teach us that flaws can lead to downfall, while context clues remind us that even hard words can be understood. Both show us that every challenge is a chance to learn, and through literature and language, we can better understand both stories and life. As we end, remember this: Shakespeare's heroes remind us that human flaws can destroy greatness, while context clues remind us that difficult words can be conquered. Both literature and language gives us tools to understand life more deeply. Thank you so much for listening, and you may continue to grow as leaders, readers, and learners. Bye bye, and God bless.